Hey y'all, hi. Today I am going to offer to you 5 things that may be dragging your outfits down. And I am passing over the obvious: fast fashion, nasty materials, quantity over quality, bad shoes, etc., because those are the things that I always talk about. There is so much content on my channel touching on why those things may be ruining your outfits and what to do instead. And I'll link some other videos and some playlists of videos wherein you can find that content. This is a list of 5 kind of random specific things that I have observed dragging outfits down, sometimes my own, but they are things that, in spite of their specificity, hopefully can provoke our thought processes at large about the decisions that we make when we get dressed. If you are new to my channel, my name is Hannah. I am a poet. I'll link my book down below. And for my day job, I make videos on YouTube about fashion and beauty. I hope you'll subscribe if you like this, and let's get into the meat of this video. Okay, number 1, possibly the most specific, possibly the most contentious. Like, I hope anyone doesn't feel called out or defensive about this, but hear me out. Always layering a tank top under everything could be dragging down your outfits. And I'm not saying that you should never layer a tank top under your clothes ever. Please know that I'm not saying that. So if you frequently layer a tank top under your clothes and you have practical reasons for that, I totally respect that. And I wear tank tops too, and I layer tank tops too. I'm not saying that it should never be done and that it's a fashion faux pas. I am saying automatically always putting a tank top underneath a sweater, a shirt that has buttons, that buttons up and down. I've been calling it a button-down shirt forever, and sometimes people come for me harshly in the comments. I'm like, is it not a button-down? A button shirt, a cardigan? If you habitually layer a tank, if you have like a wardrobe of lacy tank tops or fitted tank tops, and you just always put one on as an undergarment. So like you put on your bra, you put on your tank top, and then you put on your sweater, or then you put on your cardigan, or then you put on your button shirt. There might be untapped possibilities for silhouette and for the way that your clothes that you already have lie on your body, like lie on your skin, lie on your frame, and the proportion of skin to not skin that's showing, and untapped possibilities around the borders between the edges of your clothes. There may be untapped possibilities around all of those things that are untapped because you always, always, always wear a tank top. So for example, if you do like to wear a shirt that buttons, like a shirt, a button up, and you always have a tank top underneath it, that tank top is cutting across like that. And when you unbutton the shirt, you inevitably hit this straight line, and you don't have available to yourself the deep V, the skin exposure all the way down, the simplicity of having the shirt be the only garment that you see, and it's just like skin and your one shirt all the way until whatever the top button is that you have buttoned. That simplicity is removed, the line is ruined, all of this layering is there potentially causing the shirt to stick to the tank top and instead of moving around and being kind of casual and loose in the way that it hangs. It can be a disruptive layer. And again, it can be worthwhile in a lot of places and for a lot of really good reasons. I know people who habitually wear tanks often have really good reasons. And when I do it, I have good reasons. Just consider the possibilities of wearing only the layer that is usually your outer layer on top of your bra, or if you don't wear a bra, just only that outer layer. I think I'm passionate about this because I used to do it. It used to be a given for me. I always layered a tank. And it occurred to me one day, and this was like way back in my early 20s, it occurred to me that I could just wear a sweater with nothing underneath, a cropped cashmere sweater, an oversized chunky sweater, a sweater with a deep V. I could just wear it. I could just put on my bra and then put on my sweater and be dressed. And literally it had never occurred to me. I thought there was like a problem. I thought it was like I would be too nudie or I would be too cold or something. I don't know what when I started doing that, like letting go of the knee-jerk layering tank, I think it evolved my style quite a bit. It made chicer silhouettes using the clothes I already had more available to me. So I hope I've made my case well enough, and I hope that I've cushioned it with understanding well enough that nobody feels like super disappointed and called out by this. It's just something to consider. Maybe not for everyone, but just something to consider. In a similar vein, and possibly connected, and actually possibly a natural extension of number 1 if you take it into account, the second thing that is potentially dragging down your outfits is not having the right undergarments for your garments. So I love to wear a collared shirt unbuttoned all the way down essentially to my breastbone and to have all of that skin bare. But that requires a bra that is open all the way down to its band, which most bras aren't. So if you don't have any bras like that, you can't wear any of your shirts like that. And you don't even know what it would be like. I also personally find that a bra, I know this depends on your shape, but a bra with like a ton of infrastructure, like that's hard or has really a big lift, a lot of padding or something underneath an oversized garment, again, like an unbuttoned garment, a deep V, something that has that slouchy casual quality, it sort of works at cross purposes to the look, the effect. So I do have some bras like that, bras with a lot of infrastructure, but when I'm wearing something oversized, loose, and deeply unbuttoned, and I'm exposing this part of my body all the way into the breastbone, I don't wear those bras. I wear something that is softer, a bralette, something that doesn't have an underwire. It's like a rarely considered thing or not always considered thing, but that has an outsized effect on the way that your clothes lie and the way that you're able to wear them. I have also found that for fitted t-shirts, fitted tanks, recently I had that video in which I talked about a tight top as like the base of an outfit, like the baseline. I find that those same soft, deep V triangle bras, they don't work quite as well underneath a really tight tee. So for a really tight t-shirt, I'm looking for like a soft, more sports bra style, gentle yet supportive bra, right? It's like some bras work for some styles of clothing and others work for others, just in terms of the shape that they make, It's just something to think about. Then when it comes to strap showing in the back and all that stuff, that really matters. I think that, having like a strap peek out the side, or if you have a boat neck top and your bra straps sit close in and so you can see them, just the edge of them when the top slips, depending on your style and depending on the setting and the top, it can really, again, not like ruin it, like you look terrible, but just drag down the effect, right? It's like the boat neck top isn't really getting to shine in the way that it is designed to do. You're dragging it down a little bit. You're like ruining its potential kind of for impact. Apropos of this, are you ready? A quick word from today's video sponsor, Negative. It is quite literally an actual dream of mine to be sponsored by this brand because I have been a super fan for at least 5 years. Almost all of my bras are from Negative. I have spent my personal monthly budget for clothes on the Negative website so many times. I am wild about this brand, especially the bras. For a bra that has a brilliant minimal silhouette that disappears under your clothes, I am obsessed with the Glacé Mini Bra and the underwire version, the Glacé Demi Bra. These bras are such problem solvers for tops that usually show your bra. For a deep V bralette with a shocking amount of support, the Negative Triangle Bra. This is the perfect bra to wear under an oversized shirt that's unbuttoned all the way down to your breastbone. And for that reason, it is my most worn Negative bra. And for a wildly comfortable bra that supports without an underwire and looks great under tight tanks and tees, the Whipped Non-Wire Bra. So all of those bras I have owned for a long time. This month, Negative sent me some of their just launched swimwear to show you. It's exactly as perfect as one would expect it to be. The material is softer than I expected, actually. The silhouettes strike that perfect balance between minimalism and sexiness and intentional design. And I can't get enough of this tiger print, especially the one I'm wearing right now, the long-sleeved, cropped swim top. This is going to be perfect for feeling myself while still chasing a toddler around the beach and not getting sunburned. So thanks to Negative for making my year by sponsoring a video. I love you. Hopelessly devoted to Negative. Okay, let's talk about the third thing that might be dragging down your outfits. I am so into this as an idea. I'm so excited I'm getting a chance to talk about it. Too much going on around the neck. This is one of those things that I think about all the time when I'm putting together outfits of my own, when I'm assessing outfits that I see. It's like a thing that goes on just slightly underneath the conscious level of aesthetic decision making in my mind. And I have finally sort of pulled it up into the conscious area so that I can talk about it. I need a little sip of water. So if you are a fan, as I am, of RuPaul's Drag Race, which you probably are, and if you're not, I don't even know what to say to you. This is sometimes a critique of the queens on Drag Race coming down the runway when there is like a dress that has a lot going on, like a ruffle up here, and then there are also maybe big earrings, and then also hair down. And, Michelle Visage will say, maybe an updo would have been better with this, or maybe if you just hadn't used a necklace or something, just piling too much in this area. It's really a consideration of the neckline of the top and the way that it relates to whatever necklace you may or may not be wearing. So the adornment of the clavicle, earrings, if you have them or not, and then hair, like the way that the hair is styled. And there are so many different combinations of these things that can work without it being too much. It is not necessarily the case that if you have big chunky earrings, busy earrings, and your hair is down, and you're also wearing a top with a high neck and you're also wearing a necklace, it is not necessarily empirically the case that there will be too much going on around the neck. It totally depends on the pieces in question, the style of the outfit, what it is you're going for, you, how you are, and your personal style, and a lot of other things. It depends. It's just to say that it's a case-by-case basis. What I'm offering to you is language with which to assess this. So if you've never thought about it, it's a thing that might be dragging your outfits down and you're not really consciously aware of it enough to problem solve for this exact issue. Especially if you love a busy earring and you have kind of busy hair and you often wear shirts that come all the way up, right? And then and jewelry. It's just if you often tend to put a lot on right here and you're just not thinking about balance in this area, especially with regards to hair, just think about it. Just start to think about it because it could be a real argument for wearing your hair up instead of down on a given day, switching out for a smaller earring, a stud earring or no earring on a given day, unbuttoning your shirt instead of buttoning it all the way up on a given day, or vice versa, right? Buttoning it all the way up instead of having it unbuttoned on a given day. So we're thinking about the interactions of the lines, the layers, the volume, and also we're thinking of the spectrum between undone, like sloppy in a good way, and tight and buttoned and clean, right? So if everything, your hair, earrings, neckline, and necklace are all examples of a loose, quote unquote, sloppy version of that kind of thing, then it will likely feel like there's too much going on. But also, if your hair, earrings, neckline, and necklace are all examples of extreme restraint, it could also feel in a weird way like there's too much going on right here, like everything is lines and angles and there isn't any relief, you know? I think that's all I have to say. I've held forth. I'm going to now step down from my too much going on around the neck soapbox. Michelle Visage, call me. Okay, the fourth thing that might be dragging down your outfits is not having a standout piece, not having a star piece in your outfits. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to offer a couple of suggestions for things that you could grab from the back of your drawer, from the bottom of the pile, things that you sort of have been feeling a little bit reticent to wear, and your outfits are being dragged down because you don't have anything standing out, and you might be able to pull one of these things and use it to solve this problem. A pair of bold sunglasses. So those sunglasses that you once bought when you were feeling bold, and now you never wear them because you feel like it's a bit muchly much, and it makes you a bit much of yourself, and you feel like people are going to look at you and be like, what does that person think they're doing wearing sunglasses like that? The most boring outfit you have, it's like all it needs is those sunglasses. You just need the one thing. And this can also be true of a bag, like an interesting bag, handbag or shoulder bag that you might have, and it's not the one you usually carry because it feels slightly too formal for every day, or you don't want to mess it up, you're saving it, or it's a little too big for your needs or whatever. You know what I mean? There's just something about it that's a little bit too much. Just carry it. Put on your everyday outfit in which nothing stands out. Everything's really in your comfort zone and pretty toned down, and you feel comfortable, and that's what you feel comfortable in. But maybe a little blah. And then grab that one standout piece. So accessories work really well for this. Sunglasses, bags, shoes. But a single garment can also carry in this situation, right? A single blouse, a jacket, an interesting skirt, just that one piece that you don't usually wear. And it's something you can kind of ask yourself before walking out the door. If you're at that point in your journey with personal style, that point at which you want more, you're like the Little Mermaid. You want more, but you feel like it's hard to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You're struggling with some of the emotional baggage of personal style. Personal style is laden with baggage and it is emotional. And so it's just hard to take that step. And every day you walk out the door and you're like, I wish I had taken a step on the path, but not today. I didn't do it today. This is like an easy one thing you can do. Just one item. Add one item that has a lot of character to an otherwise effortless for you outfit. Okay, and the fifth and final thing today that could be dragging down your outfits is a fear of wearing unusual color combinations. And this one I have touched on before in a variety of ways, but I did want it on this list because I think this is quite common, actually. I think this is quite common. It's a kind of aesthetic conservatism that is often personal, has to do with your personal history, and it is often like ingested and deeply ingrained, often at a young age. It's like you overheard something one time, someone told you something way back when, a parent maybe, or a peer when you were like in middle school. You know, somebody said something to you, or you read something in one of those garbage magazines like in the 90s that was like, don't wear this with that. Or somebody snarky pointed someone else out and was like, ugh, I can't believe she's wearing that with that. Like that really doesn't match that. And you took it to be gospel at a tender age, and you're carrying, again, that baggage with you into adulthood, and it's way more stringent than it needs to be, and you're carrying it way longer than you need to be. Partly because what did she know? Like, what did she know, that girl who said that thing, that parent, or that person who wrote that listicle? Like, she didn't know you, you know? And also because it's likely sort of closing a lot more doors than it needs to in adulthood, right? It's like if somebody said of someone, I can't believe she's wearing that light blue shirt with those dark blue pants because those shades of blue don't match. It's like maybe she did know something. Maybe in the moment it wasn't a great outfit, and maybe there was something accurate about the kind of mean assessment. But if you are now an adult person and you are projecting that random comment to mean that you can never ever wear any shade of a color along with another garment that is in a different shade of that same color. Do you see what I mean? It's like the repercussions are way further reaching and way more intense and stringent and repressive and oppressive than they need to be. I used to come across this all the time when I sold Tango clothes, when my job was to make and sell Tango clothes. And I would be speaking with a customer, and she would suddenly say like, oh, but I can't wear that because XYZ. And she would give some reason that she clearly thought was like a fashion thing that everybody knew, but that I could see in a moment that it was just something that she believed to be true because of something she once heard someone say. I just cannot tell you how many people are walking around with these false beliefs about what they can and can't wear. And specifically though, I really, really went on a tangent. Specifically though, I want to talk about color, because I think that your closet could possibly offer you so many more combinations of garments and so many more dynamic outfits than maybe it is offering to you if you would unbind yourself with regards to which colors can and can't be worn together. I'm just going to kind of leave it there because you'll have to apply it to your own situation. This is true for me too. I have things that I do and don't like to wear together, but I think experimenting has really helped shake me out of it. Like, you know, I made that video last year about trying to wear butter yellow, and I got some butter yellow garments and I put together outfits with them. And one of the things I did was to try butter yellow, which is raging still. It's everywhere. I tried butter yellow with a bunch of other colors. Like I tried putting together outfits, butter yellow with white, butter yellow with black, butter yellow with brown, and then with some stronger colors. And I was so wrong about what I thought would look good. I did not like it with white. I'll link the video. I didn't like it with white. I didn't like it with black. I didn't like it with brown. And I did like it with like red, you know? And so I didn't know until I tried it. And I think playing really has been the unbinding tool for me. So I encourage you to think about that, especially with regards to the colors that you already wear. You just don't wear them together. Okay. That's it. 5 choices that might be dragging down your outfits and dragging down your personal style. I hope that this has given us some tools for discussion, because that's really the point, right? It might not be about the tank tops that you layer under your shirts. It might just be about the thing that you do automatically without thinking about it. And it might be completely unrelated to tank tops, right? And just hearing me talk about the tank tops might have unlocked that other thing for you. That is really the large scale hope. So I hope that happened. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will, again, consider subscribing if you would like to be subscribed. And I really hope that you're taking time for yourself, sitting quietly with yourself, and really taking care of yourself.